wiped from the field, the points are scored for how long they survive, then both teams swap, and then they go at it from the other side. The team that runs the clock the longest as the cleaners is the winner.
Now, I understand you can play as all the different cleaners in both co-op and PvP. Do you have a favorite character that you play as?
Pessoal, se atrasamos um pouquinho aqui. Esse aqui ia ser 6h30. Mas já estamos online com a conferência da Warrior que vai mostrar o Black for Blood, né? Então já vamos acompanhar aí. Desculpem a demora. Talvez vai ter algumas surpresas. Vamos ver. A conferência vai ser meia hora. Vamos transmitir aqui para vocês. Esse jogo vai ser muito bom, né, gente? Nossa senhora. Cowboy Crush 12. Dia 12 de outubro, né?
Okay, so Brandon, we just saw that each different ridden has their own variants as well as their own mutations on each variant. So can you expand a little more on these special abilities and how they work?
Sure. So at the start of each round, players can choose between 9 playable ridden, each with their own unique abilities. So for example, the stalker can pounce a player and pull them away from their team, or an exploder can time their detonation in the middle of a group of cleaners and fling them all in separate directions.
Now, knowing that each ridden has these different abilities, how do they change and improve throughout a match and improve the ridden's chance of winning?
So as the ridden battle against the cleaners, they gain points. They can spend these points on team-wide upgrades called mutations. Mutations upgrade and improve a lot of different things on the ridden side, from adding effects to their abilities. They might buff the common AI waves in size and strength. So the really cool thing is so they affect the whole team, and they persist between rounds. So as a ridden team starts to coordinate their upgrades, things can get pretty wild.
What are some strategies that the ridden team can take on in order to get a leg up on the competition?
If the cleaners are really sticking together, you can swap to the wretch and vomit on their location. That's going to cause them to spread out, right? This is going to open up a whole bunch of opportunities for your other ridden players to attack, right? So if you get them to spread out and there's a stalker nearby, the stalker will use the chaos to grab one of the cleaners and drag them off into the swarm. The wretch's vomit also slows their victims, so if a tall boy who's naturally pretty slow can attack one of those slow characters, they're going to really be able to pummel them. Another good one is if an exploder waits for a cleaner to go revive their friend, they can use that as an opportunity to charge in and detonate on them, sending them flying and doing a massive amount of damage.
Ooh, sounds pretty brutal. So with that being said, which is your favorite ridden to play as?
That has to be the tall boy. It's pretty easy to pick up and play, and I have a lot of fun hitting cleaners across the map.
Speaking of fun, let's talk about weapons. Now, throughout the trailers, you can see a number of different weapons. Can you go a little deeper into what those weapons are and how they work?
So we really wanted to expand on the amount of choices the player had in Back 4 Blood. So of course there's handguns, shotguns, LMGs, SMGs, sniper rifles, and a whole bunch of other types of weapons, each with sort of like a unique character feel to them.
Now, how deep does this weapon customization go? I really want to know. What are some of the different attachments and options, and how do they change the gameplay overall?
Absolutely. So there's a lot of different customization options for your weapons. So throughout the world, you can find scopes, silencers, stocks, sights, all that good stuff. You can mix and match them, so there's a ton of options.
Last question. Do you have a favorite type of weapon?
Absolutely. So as I said earlier, I really enjoy playing Mom, so her shotgun is definitely at the top of my list.
Ah, that's a solid choice. All right, we've learned a little bit about how it all works, the cleaners, the ridden, the mutations, as well as how the customization works for the weapons. Thank you so much for joining me, Brandon, and for giving us a little bit more detail on Back 4 Blood's new PvP mode, Swarm.
Thanks for having me. I can't wait for everyone to get their hands on this game. We're all really excited.
I can't wait either. The good news is that you guys won't have to wait too long. There's an open beta coming up on August 12th with an early access portion on August 5th available to those who pre-order. That's all for today.
Beta aberta dia 5
still has a lot more to reveal
de
in the coming
agosto,
months,
né?
so stay tuned. Bye.
Se vocês quiserem testar o jogo, a Open Beta começa dia 5 de agosto. Acho que vocês têm que se registrar, né, ali no black4gold.com. O quê? Era só isso? Só isso mesmo? 10 minutos? Ah, não. Temos mais.
There you go, folks. Back 4 Blood looks awesome. PvP mode. That was actually a pleasant surprise for me. When I played the game, you know, when the alpha was out, I think it was the alpha is what they termed it as. It was, you know, a single-player cooperative, right? That kind of experience, Dan. But you know, I love me some good old-fashioned, unorthodox PvP types of games. I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I played an irresponsible amount of the versus mode in Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2, in which you get to be both the monsters and the player characters. And Swarm mode that's exactly what I wanted from this game. And I like the wrinkle where you're going to die no matter what, like you're actually in a horror movie. At least that's what I would do in a horror movie. I would just perish immediately. But here, you have to try and rack up as big of a time as possible and challenge the other team to beat it. I think that's a cool conceit. And like really, it makes it feel distinct from the campaign mode like you might see in the previous game. So I'm excited for it.
Yeah, and obviously you and I, we both come from an esports background. You know, I see something like that, it looks different, and we know Turtle Rock's history, having tried different games and different unorthodox multiplayer games in the past, but I think that there's some potential there for some fun competition.
I think that, I don't know if I see it as like a full esport, but like the Twitch rivals or something, or like some fun competitions, like we get a couple G4 hosts together, we start playing, shameless plug, I got you, Jerry, shameless plug, and then we all play together, we're the zombies, we're the good guys, and then we do it in real life?
No, I wouldn't want to do that in real life, especially not after the week we had. David, though, I know you're a single-player guy, but I know you also played a decent amount of Left 4 Dead, so because of this Back 4 Blood, what I like about it is, yes, it is, you know, PvP, but it still pulls back to the single-player experience very well, and I think for that reason, it should appeal to folks who maybe don't really want to dive into PvP, but enjoy, you know, the gameplay mechanics.
I think there's actually a character or a class just for people like me in the PvP, and that's the Exploder.
Yes.
I'm going to die a lot, but if I can take out a few I don't mind dying so much.
Yeah, exactly. It's all right to just run up there, blow yourself up a few times. You know what, man, Michael, it looks like it's going to be a good time. Do you feel like this is something that you can pick up and play repeated sessions of?
Yeah, I miss having that game where I could just like play with my friends back home and just be really loud and ignorant over comms. Like, Left 4 Dead is 1000% that game for us. We can just wow out on Discord or whatever. But it's really exciting in the sense that, you know, when you think about it, Left 4 Dead was a source mod.
Só queria avisar pra vocês que a demo do Final Fantasy
production values of Back 4 Blood,
Soul Likes já está na PSN. Tô botando baixar aqui. Se já estiver disponível para jogar, eu já vou jogar. Deixa eu encerrar a live aqui, né? Vamos ficar só conversando agora. Parece que era só isso mesmo. Então, pessoal, era só uma pequena demonstração, né, de Black 4 Gold. Falaram que ia ter meia hora. Achei muito tempo para jogo só.
Press briefing as well. So you actually saw a few
different
elements are going to be coming to this game. Something that I love, giant monsters. Giant monsters always a plus.
Oh, giant monsters are freaking amazing. You saw, I think they said like 9 playable ridden that you can be fighting. The huge monster that we ended up seeing, which was like the size of a building, just came in. So I'm trying to figure out like, okay, cool. So we're co-oping this. We're getting in there. We're taking him down together. But then also very excited for the PvP moments. I just can't wait to just throw up on friends. Can't do it in real life, so may as well do it in the game.
That's what's up.
You sure you can't do it in real life?
Well, you have a mask on, so it's just going to be like...
We're trying to be COVID safe, GB.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
Totally.
But no, I mean, it just seems like such a fun game. The last time I played Left 4 Dead 2 was quite honestly in middle school, and all my friends were older at me just yelling at me.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, cool. I now see some of the mechanics that Michael was mentioning, being able to kind of like throw up on people and move them out of their hiding spots, or trying to like separate people from the rest of the squad. I can't wait to like, with my newly formed adult brain, try to implement some of these.
Well, you know, if there's one thing a game like Back 4 Blood is good for, it's good for yelling at friends and having a good time. And one friend who I love yelling at, it's Greg Miller, who's over with Jackie. Greg, take it away.
Thank you, Golden Boy. Always a pleasure to yell at you. Avi's newly formed adult brain.
She's so sweet.
Our little baby. Does it form? At what year does the adult? You know what? We won't. Let's keep talking a little bit about Back 4 Blood.
I was gonna say all of ours is still forming.
Exactly
so,
right.
Yeah, we still got a long way.
Botei na Warner Bros. Brasil e tá mostrando uma coisa ainda.
What did you think? PvP, Back 4 Blood.
Oh my goodness, I absolutely love everything I've seen with Back 4 Blood.
Yeah.
Since the first trailer, to be completely honest, and then I've just
E a
been
galera
like
tá reclamando lá
tracking
também.
every single YouTube video that I can
Não é
get
só
my
aqui não,
hands on.
pessoal.
And actually the
Mas acho que
co-founder,
foi a
Phil
gente
Robb, it was like
que
in some
acabou entendendo
YouTube
errado,
video,
né?
it was like, you know, we've had to sit back the
Eles
last 10
lançaram a
years and
conferência
watch
da
other
E3,
people riff on
eles também
something
não deviam ter
we
falado
created.
conferência da E3,
And
né?
I feel like
No
he's
próprio
like,
site da Warner Bros.
I'm bringing
Site
it
no
100%.
YouTube da Warner Bros. Tá lá,
We're going to
conferência
give
da
you
E3.
cleaners with depth.
Warner
We're going to give
Bros.
you ridden with depth.
Of course.
You know, we
Está
just heard
mostrando, na
Ollie
verdade,
and we heard Golden Boy
é uma
talking
coisa que
about
nós
the
estamos
potential
vendo
for
aqui.
esports here. You know, I was talking to you, I said, wow, do you think there could be the potential for that? So a lot of people thinking that as well. I think they're bringing their A game, and I have loved everything I have seen.
I adored Left 4 Dead, but I only played it co-op. I've never been the PvP person.
You're a lover, not a fighter.
Well, it's interesting to get to this point now, you know, in 2021,
meia hora,
and
vamos
talk
deixar
about
de
this
falar
and
aí,
look
né?
for what we
Fazer
just
o
saw
quê?
from this presentation, because I can see
Deixa
me
o
and my
likezinho aí,
friends
pelo
doing
menos
that.
pra
I
ajudar
can
nós.
see Kinda Funny doing streams of
E
that.
vai
And
lá
I
no
think this
site da
run, you know, best of three,
Warner Bros.
switch
Brasil,
sides, go
no
through,
site
who
não,
can clear it the
no
fastest at the
vídeo,
time.
e
It
deixa o
gets really
dislike lá.
interesting really quickly. When you have somebody,
Todo dia pelo menos
and I
mostrar
think
bem
that
mais o
also
jogo,
about
né?
how I guess
Ficar a galera
you know,
falando,
since
né?
as old as I am and as long ago as Left 4 Dead 2 was, the way my gaming preferences have changed, because I still think of it as Left 4 Dead and what I do with Left 4 Dead, but in reality, right, there's, for me personally, been Predator hunting grounds. There's been Friday the 13th. There's been these different things that are challenging me and my friends groups to go at it, and then switch up the teams, right? When somebody likes
Então
to
vamos encerrar aqui. E nós voltamos.
We'll put them over on the ridden side and have that
Meu Deus do céu.
I thought it sounded really good. I'm right there with
Às
you. I like this
6h30
idea.
para
One
daqui a
of the things
pouquinho
they
já,
were talking about is,
nossa,
you know, for every
para o
round,
PC Game
the
Show.
area play
Então
shrinks.
tá bom, pessoal.
So that it does
Muito obrigado.
become- you
A Warner Bros.
sat
Não vai mostrar mais nada
you
mesmo.
establish your
Eu
base of
vi essa
operations,
conversa.
and now you've got to move
Vão lá
over
no,
there.
na Warner
You
Bros.
know
Brasil.
I'm all about
Deixa
that
o
battle
dislike.
royale, so
Deixa
I
o
was
likezinho aí
like,
pra ajudar, porque eu
I'm
também
here
fui
for
enganado.
that for sure. So
E
who do you think you're
tchau.
gonna pick? I was leaning towards Holly with the bat. You know me, I'm all melee over here.